Greetings, everyone. My name is Tony Forman. Greetings, everybody. This is the one and only Mr. Tony Forman from the TFS show, the Tony Forman Show, coming to you once again live, where we do our best to educate the people, let them know what's really going on. Today, before I continue, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share the Tony Forman Show. Today, I have a very, very, very special person coming on the show that needs to be highlighted, because this young man made history in Charlotte, Mecklenburg. City Councilman Arias, better known as JD, is here with us today, and we would like for you to welcome him. They won't hear the applause, but give him a great big round of applause. Councilman, how are you?
I'm good, Tony. Thank you for having me on, and thanks to everyone that's listened.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be able to have you on this show, especially you being the first Latino member of City Council in Charlotte. It's a monumental change in things that needed to be happening, because as you know, and a lot of people know, I've been trying to get the Latino community and the African American community, which we are one, no matter how you put it, no matter who wants to accept it, no matter who doesn't want to accept it.
That's right.
Until we unify ourselves, and I'm going to continue working on that. Mm-hmm. We're going to continue to have problems. Mm-hmm. The reason is that there's strength in numbers, and working together in unison, we can get anybody that we want in office. We could petition for whatever it is that we need, not so much want, but need as members of the community, as taxpayers. Some people don't recognize either the Latino culture or the African American culture, but we do, and we celebrate each other.
That's right.
So I want to welcome you here. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your views, your plans, and what do you think about the unification of both communities?
Yeah.
To build a stronger union, so that we can go out and vote for whoever we want to see in office.
That's right. Well, thanks, Tony. I appreciate it. I'll start off with a little bit about myself. I'm a Colombian immigrant hailing from Pereira, Colombia, the capital of the coffee region. And I've been in the United States since, there you go, drinking coffee. I've been in the United States since I was 5 months old. We moved to Queens, New York for our first 2 years, 1999 to 2001. And then I proudly call myself a son of East Charlotte, because since 2001, when I was 2 years old, I've been in East Charlotte, grew up. And as you know, Tony, East Charlotte is the melting pot of the city of Charlotte. We are predominantly Black. We are predominantly immigrant. We are predominantly Latino. And I would be remiss not to mention that immigrant is not just Latino. It's everyone. It is Latino. It is Nigerian. It is Ethiopian. It is Ukrainian. It is Chinese. It is all walks of life, all cultures. And I grew up in our public school system. And I grew up, just living in low income housing. I grew up in violent neighborhoods and sometimes not so violent, because sometimes those neighborhoods were violent because the only people that were there to protect us was ourselves. And so, listen, and to answer your question, your immediate question, I think, and I proudly serve the district that I grew up in, District 5. So it's a full circle moment, a son of East Charlotte representing their home and representing all the beautiful people that live there. 125,000 and counting residents in District 5. Listen, I think it is crucial. It is a priority to unify the Latino and Black community all across this country, because right now we are facing an aggressive federal authoritarian attack, regardless of your color, regardless of it is, if you're a little bit brown, if you're a little bit Black, if you're a little bit darker brown, darker Black, like they don't care. If you do not fulfill the description that matches their white nationalist agenda, they do not care for you. And right now they're just scapegoating one group, but once they get rid of as many Latinos as they see fit, they will go to the next group, right? And so we cannot lie ourselves about the intentionality of the state that our country is living in. And on top of that, it's race is just a disguise to distract us from what's actually happening.
That's right. It's not about race.
It has never been about race. It's been about exploiting the working class and the poor. It has always been about that. Race is just a distraction for poor white folks to see us as the enemy. And they will continue to be poor. It has always been a distraction. I'm not saying race is not an important factor. It absolutely is. But what we're living in right now, it is them versus us. And when I say them, I mean billionaires, I mean the rich, the people in power, because we have to come to a realization that now we are in a different ballgame.
Yes.
Sometimes even our own, when they are in proximity to power and wealth, will turn their back against us. Not all skin folk. Yeah, not all skin folk is kinfolk, right?
That's right.
And so, we have to come together as one. And that's speaking broadly, and more narrowly, we can't erase communities that exist between both of these worlds. And you are one of them, Tony. Afro-Latino, Black Latino, whatever you want to call yourself, you live in both worlds. And sometimes Afro-Latinos get the heaviest burden in both communities, because they're too dark for the Latino community, or they're too Latino for the Black community, right? And so when we're speaking about kind of more of a micro, we're looking at it a micro lens, we're leaving out a whole group of people that actually exist between both groups. And also, we are all descendants of indigenous folks, of African folks. It's just hard for me to wrap my head around why there's so much division amongst us. But in what I can understand of it is just the simple goal to exploit us and put us against each other, so we can be distracted from the actual goal, which is They want a caste form of government. They want the working people, the poor people, to continue to be poor, and they want the rich folks. And if you happen to be a Latino or a Black person in proximity to power and wealth, which is synonymous with the ideologies of white supremacy, then you sometimes forget about where you came from. And so it's never really been about race. It's been about exploiting us.
Yeah, and that's quite evident in the Cuban community. I being a person that worked for congressman as district director for approximately 10 years, being Afro-Latino, uh, doing immigration work for almost those 10 years. No, more than that, because I was doing it before I went to the congressman's office. In other words, dealing with the different um, Latinos from the different diasporas. Um, I know too well a lot of the communities. Um, Not too long ago, I was doing work with some Venezuelans. And when they came to my house, I didn't know this, but I found out that Venezuelans and Colombians didn't like each other, that they had problems.
That's right.
Then I did some research because, I'm doing the North Carolina Latino Museum of History and Culture. So I'm doing a lot of research about the history of a lot of these countries. Venezuela and Colombia, they share a border and they go across the borders. And I don't see what they were telling me about, but you know what? It was the more clearer Colombians and the more clearer Venezuelans who don't think the way that you and I think, because and then it's because of propaganda, it's by design. The problem is that they're not properly educated on the history of both countries. They've been, because of the Spaniards and the different people that came into the countries, they kept us separated separately. But today is a different day, man. Today we are educated.
That's right.
We should know better.
That's right.
And for us to fight it, at one time they had Dominicans and Puerto Ricans against each other. My wife is Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the thing is, once we understand who we are and where we come from, and that together we're stronger. Listen, man, Latinos are the next big thing in the whole United States.
It is. And we're seeing it right now in Mecklenburg and in Charlotte. We make up almost 18% of the population. Is long overdue that Latinos had representation in their local government. And when you talk about history, a few things come into mind. The first one is, it's no surprise that this administration in this state legislature in North Carolina is trying to gut public education, right? Because what is that saying that they tell us in Spanish?
That's right.
El que no conoce su historia es condado a repetirla. That person who does not know their history is doomed to repeat it. And we're seeing it play out in our countries, in our Black and brown communities. They don't know the history. They don't know the history of how well activists during the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s from Black and brown communities worked so well together. From the Black Panthers to the Puerto Rican revolutionists to the farm workers. There was once a time where we were so united. And guess what happened? You had a aggressive federal administration, that of Ronald Reagan, who saw the potential and the power Black and brown coalitions were building and went and pitted us against each other through the war on drugs.
Herbert Hoover said that was the biggest threat to America.
That the biggest threat to America was the interracial, the powerful Black and brown building coalitions that were standing up, not in the face of racism, but in the face of a class war. And Ronald Reagan saw it, Herbert Hoover saw it, and they dismantled us. And they lied to us. We saw CIA documents. We've read CIA documents where they intentionally planted crack cocaine in both communities and pinned it against both of us. They went to the Latino community and said, you have to blame the Black community. They went to the Black community and said, you have to blame the Latino community. They divided. And what's the first rule of war? Divide and conquer.
That's correct. So, One of the challenges that people like you and I and Cano and I met because we were in that fight.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I don't know if you know, Cano ran for Congress in the 9th District. And that's why he's my producer. He's the best producer in the world. You know.
I know, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, but Charlotte, I see Charlotte as a city of the future for people like us that actually want to break that divide that has been keeping us apart.
That's right.
For a long time. Listen, Councilman, it's not by happenstance that we know each other, that we have people like Wendy Mattel. I could name quite a few. There was a brother, I think he was Colombian too. I don't know, I don't know. What's his name? He ran for city council. Mijares, Jorge Mijares.
Oh, the Cuban, Jorge Mijares, yeah.
He's Cuban. And he was too Cuban. Listen, ask Donald. I love him. He's a friend.
Yeah.
But there's some people that are part of Enlace that are Colombian, that are from Venezuela, and this and that. And you talk to them, and they don't sound like you. They don't talk like you. They definitely don't talk like me. Because I'm very vociferous. I'll let you know where I stand.
Listen, that's why New York continues to be one of the best cities, right? They build that backbone. They build that tough skin.
I'm telling you, man. Listen, I'm still being called to come back to New York City. But I'm not going because I'm here. I'm not here by happenstance.
Yeah.
God sent me here. And I truly believe that in my heart.
That's right.
That museum that I'm building is going to bring people not just from the Latino diaspora. That's just the setting. Because if you go back to the conquistadores, Africans were on this side of the world before anybody else.
Amen.
And you can study the remnants are there. So we have to teach, and this is what we're going to teach at. We're going to bring everybody in because those some African American brothers and sisters that don't study world history, because it's got to be global history in order for you to understand where we all stand at. But this place will be the place for it. We could, because me being an Afro-Latino and me being strong in the African American community, I'm bringing everybody.
Yeah,
I might just bring Obama. You know,
well, we got to bring everyone because these issues impact us all the same. You know, right. Something that I've always been frustrated by the Democratic Party is that they treat Latinos differently than any other demographic. We don't just care about immigration. If anything, immigration is not even one of our top priorities. We care about the economy, healthcare, education, jobs, money, like just like every other ethnic group does. And they treat us like we are a separate, kind of confusing group that they're wanting to understand. No, if we just listen to people, if we listen to our Middle Eastern brothers and sisters, our Black brothers and sisters, our Latine brothers and sisters, our Asian brothers, you would know that we all care about the same issues.
That's right. That's right. At this moment, Councilman, we're going to take a break. It's a brief break, and I'll be right back with you and our audience.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying the Tony Forman Show. I also want to remind you that our anchor show, Coffee and Conduce with Jenny and I, drops every Wednesday. Right, Jen?
I mean, it's one of the things. We got some new exciting shows coming to you this year with Cannis Media, and we want to definitely promote this. We got Tony Forman and another host in exciting new looks at especially the Latinx Hispanic community. They're very relevant to that, just like coffee originally was. And tune in, check them out, and see what you think. Give us some feedback.
All right, so continue to enjoy the Tony Forman Show, but also jump over and watch Jenny's show on Two Queers in a Truck, and also our show, Coffee and Panduse. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you, everybody, for watching the Tony Forman Show. I hope you had a fun time listening to that. This is Wednesday from the Cannis Show. We are always dropping an episode every Thursday at 7 p.m. on all podcast platforms and stuff. So if you want to hear about a lot of progressive, hot leftist takes and just yelling about how the burning of our world sucks, well, also sprinkle in a little bit of gaming and comic book news whenever it comes out pretty cool, just come over here.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for staying here with us. You know, we love to educate people on some of the issues that affect all of us. Doesn't matter where you come from. If you're in the United States, you are affected in one way or another. Now, I'd like to bring Council Member Arias right back. One of the Councilman, I'd like to discuss some of the current issues that we're dealing with in the United States, and how thin this president is making our country with getting into all these wars, Venezuela, Iran, Africa. I could go on and on and on, but I wanted to just touch on it to see how you feel about what's going on. He's about to go into Iran. He in Qatar. He told the people from the embassy and all the Americans they got to go.
Yeah.
And of course, you know who's going to go first when it comes to the front line, right?
That's right.
And you are a young man, so get ready.
Well, I'll tell you this. I will, when I think about what this administration has done with Venezuela, what they're about to do with Iran, or hopefully they don't, but the writing's on the wall, right? I think about a skill that I've been able to build that I encourage our listeners and everybody who's watching or listening. You can believe two things at once. Two truths can be the same at once, right? You can hold them at once. I am happy that the Venezuelan people have an ounce of hope and optimism about their dictator falling. And in the same breath, I am absolutely upset that United States decided to relive the Monroe Doctrine, to relive imperialism and colonialism, the big stick that former President Theodore Roosevelt implemented in the Latin American region. That was a catalyst to the destabilization of our economies in Latin America. That is upsetting. We had no business in interfering with the country. And for what? Oil? And for what? To keep the regime alive? I want people to understand that right now Venezuela is still under the regime of Maduro. His vice president is now interim president. Congress, out of the 200 seats, 90% of them belong to the Maduro regime and his party. Nothing has changed.
No, they have a new elected president.
Right. And our president here in the United States, during a press conference, threw her under the bus and said, well, the Venezuelan people don't like her, so she won't be the president.
Without proof.
Without proof. So there's that. The other thing is, it brings not only implications about our foreign policy, but implications about the people that live here. To your point, the first people, if we end up going to war, will be young Black and brown people, men and women. And just as it's easy to dispose of them in this administration's eyes, it will be easy for them to deport them back when they've already served their time. We've already seen this. This is all interconnected. They seize us as disposable. They will send us to war to defend and protect these United States. And then when we come back, they easily will deport us as well.
Well, you know, that's a form of genocide by default.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're going on the front line. It happened in Vietnam. We lost a lot of, I was part of that era. We lost a lot of young people in Vietnam, and the others came back all messed up, Agent Orange and all kind of stuff. And I remember friends bugging out when they heard the show. So in other words, the point that I'm making, it has an impact on the livelihood of individuals that come back. And you made it, you brought up an excellent point. When those servicemen came back from World War II, World War I to Vietnam War, the Korean War, when they came back, they were still treated as N-words.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
So when these young men come back, they still would be deported.
That's right.
If you're deporting American citizens, what they doing now, they killed that young lady,
Renee,
good, I think is the last name, and she was a white American woman. They don't
all
care.
in the name of capitalism, all in the name of colonialism, all in the name of imperialism. And let me tell you this, Tony, when you do this, you are, when these rogue federal agencies are willing to kill a white American.
My point, keep going.
Imagine what they're willing to do to all of us that are not white. I just, again, as I've stated before, sure, race is an important factor. I will never negate race being an important factor. I'll never deny racist, institutionalized, systemic racism.
That's the scapegoat.
But that's the scapegoat. This is a part of a bigger, larger plan to exploit people on the basis of capitalism, colonialism, imperialism, to see us as disposable.
i.e. the oil in Venezuela.
Correcto.
The oil in Iran.
And we're spending millions of dollars doing these things. Yeah. Our taxpayer dollars, when we are facing a homeless crisis, when we're facing college debt crisis, when our poverty index is slowly but surely ticking up, when people are being attacked, when Latinos and anybody that is dark skin or brown skin or black skin is literally being placed in detention centers, concentration camps to this matter, this is people need to wake up.
You're on the right track. I mean, the abolition of Medicaid, Medicare, now wanting to pass it again, not wanting to, trying to get Americans to believe that the Affordable Care Act is not a good act. It hasn't been working. Listen, man, I remember before the Affordable Care Act, and I came here looking for work and stuff, and it hadn't been implemented yet. I had a bull crap job, and I was paying $200 and change just to have it not affordable, because it's not affordable, just to have a medical insurance policy.
Hi everybody, this is Wednesday from the Mazuera Arias Show over here. All I'm here is doing a little quick PSA. Use this summer to do volunteer work. Go to your nearest YMCA, go to your nearest homeless shelter, go to whatever community services or programs that you can help out and volunteer. Because right now, we have a bunch of fascist pieces of shit trying to rip apart our country and rip apart the people, our communities, by spreading hate and bigotry. The best way to combat it is, one, working in your community and standing strong to show that you are strong and you're here to help out help out others. 2, combat misinformation. If you hear bullshit, first research and make sure if it's true or not. If it is not true, call it out. If it is true, get the facts. Be knowledgeable of it because it might come out later. So always stand against that. And 3, fuck fascists. Stand against them. Make them feel uncomfortable. There is too many people out there feeling like they can say the hard R or say slurs or be violent. Make them understand that a lot of people died to make sure this hatred and bigotry does not exist. All our civil rights workers, all the people who restored Normandy, everybody who fought against intolerance and hatred, they died and worked their asses off to stop this. So follow in their footsteps and stop this madness. This is Llorense again from Mazuera Arias, and all I can say is be there for your community and stand up for what's right. Fuck fascism and have a wonderful day.
Hey everyone, we want to thank you for watching the Tony Forman Show, the new Tony Forman Show. You can catch us on your favorite audio podcast or video podcast platform every Wednesday at 10 in the morning Eastern Time. That's when we drop. So once again, thank you for watching the new Tony Forman Show on your Cannis Media Network.
And then when the ACA came about, listen, man, I have it. My medication was being paid for. I'm a diabetic and hypertensive. I retired and I was able to apply to Medicaid. But before that, it was hard, man. I remember people coming to meetings with the Congresswoman, and she was advocating for the ACA, and they were complaining about how much. I'm talking about not just people like us, white people that had good jobs but couldn't afford to pay because they had a job. It was more costly for them.
That's right.
And they came there crying and begging the Congresswoman to vote for the ACA, which became the Obamacare.
Yeah.
Aptly so, because if it wouldn't have been for him, it would have never happened. You know, you have the things that they're doing now around the world, Burkina Faso, Niger, I forgot the other country. They have taken the ring and they're governing their own country. He wants to go into Nigeria, to go into Niger, to get into Burkina Faso, to get rid of Ibrahim Traore, because he's a thumbtack and the ass of white supremacy. But because it's just how you laid it out. This is not about race. This is about power. This is about maintaining the power that France, the Dutch, name it, the people from England and the Europeans, in short.
That's right.
Could just control all the resources of Africa.
That's right.
And he thinks that he could not. Listen, man, they had 22 assassination attempts against Traore. 22. And some of us don't think that broadly.
That's right.
As you very well know. We don't. We're in a microcosm of where we live at or where the community. Some of us don't get out of the community that we're in.
Yeah.
Some of us don't read. Some of us get stuck on one news outlet.
Let me interject real quick and wrap it up. My thoughts, my final thoughts. The system was built for us not to read, not to engage.
Correct.
Just wants us to work and stay distracted. Because when you take away the negative impacts of capitalism and you really think about what we would be as a collective, we'd be in community. We would know that we'd have more in common with each other.
That's right.
But the inner workings of an exploitive, capitalist, economic country does not allow us. It prohibits us from seeing our commonality between each other.
Correct. And that's the problem that we face. That's the problem that we have to deal with, and it's going to take people like us to educate those individuals that, as I was a little while ago, I was stating, that live in a microscopic mindset.
That's right.
And they believe what sounds good, not what is good. But it's to everyone, we are here to educate the people, the Tony Forman Show. I want to thank you, Councilman, for coming on.
Thank you, Tony.
Taking the time out of your busy schedule, because I know as a new councilman, everybody's pulling you here and there. And I remember on Central Avenue when ICE was here, I yelled out to you and you were doing an interview. You said, call me.
I remember.
I was in my car with my Jeep with my wife, and I seen you. I said, "Oh, there he goes. I've been looking for him." I said, "Yo, listen, man. I need you to come on my show." You said, "Call me." We appreciate you coming on. I think we're gonna invite our other new council member to come on here, because it's good to get a perspective from the new council members, because your hopes and dreams and the things that you ran on, you know, I love my mayor, but my mayor has she has her own agenda, and that's just straight up. You know, you do the best that you can, make sure that your district comes first, and the rest will be history. You would become the best Latino councilman that Charlotte ever had, because they never had one.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, so we love you. Thank you for being here. And to everyone out there, stay tuned to the Tony Forman Show, TFS. We are here to bring you the real truth about what's going on, not just in Mecklenburg, not just in Charlotte, but in the world. We are here to educate the people. You have been educated. Thank you so much. Listen, my friends, I'm going to ask you to do something real quick, and thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Share the Tony Forman Show. Let everybody know that we out here doing the right thing, and that we bring people like Councilman Arias, JD on the show. We've had some good people here. We had the chairman of the county commissioner here, Mr. Mark Jarrell, and we've been good people here. So we'd like you to return. This will air on the 21st, and make sure that you share it when it comes on. Thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy your day. Hey everybody, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. Thank you for being a part of my world, and we'll see you next week for the show.